Hi guys, Forgotten Wolf here, and this is my new three-part mini-series where I am predicting the Smash 6 or the next Smash Bros. Roster. This episode is focusing on who will be cut from the Smash roster, and in part 2 I'll be focusing on the returning characters that'll get moveset changes, and part 3 will focus on the new guys. And then with that out of the way, let's begin. I'm going to split this into three parts, being the obvious first-party cuts, the hard first-party cuts, and the third-party cuts. I will be going by the rule of trying not to cut a fighter that is the only representation of their series, and yeah, so I won't be cutting Little Mac because he's the only person from his series. And let's start off with the obvious cuts, being Wii Fit Trainer, Young Link, and Pyra Mythra because they have more modern replacements, being Ring Fit, Toon Link, and the Xenoblade 3. And then in the same category are Pichu, Lucas, Piranha Plant, Corrin, and Chrom because they are no longer relevant or are joke characters. And in the case of Fire Emblem characters, we need to get rid of them. I will get more into Dr. Mario later, but for those who defend Piranha Plant, if we're going to make obvious cuts, the Mario series needs to have fighters cut, so Piranha Plant is the obvious one. Corrin is heavily criticized for joining the Smash Rush to begin with, and we need to trim Fire Emblem characters, which means Corrin and Chrom need to go, since Byleth is a more modern representation, and we have Robin for Awakening. Now for the third-party cuts, these are the characters that I don't think will get their licensing deals done in time, or they're just one-off for everyone is here. The first character is Snake from Metal Gear Solid, because for the main reason he has already been cut before and was only brought back for Ultimate. I doubt we'll see him come back. I don't have really anything to go off besides that, but yeah. Snake, although he is one of the few characters to use real guns along with Bayonetta, but Konami, or whoever owns Snake, has not been the nicest to negotiate with. And we only got Snake in Brawl because the creator requested him. And that makes a pretty compelling argument. Now, the second character to get cut is Banjo-Kazooie. Please don't click off. Hear me out. I doubt we get both the Microsoft characters and Steve and Banjo back. And considering the Minecraft movie popularity and the huge player base of Minecraft, Steve isn't going anywhere. And we need to make cuts. We can't keep everyone. Otherwise, Sakurai himself said Ultimate's everyone will hear is not going to be like this for future games. And Banjo, he's no longer that relevant, so I think he's got to go. Yeah, Banjo hasn't had a new game since 2008. And the third and final third-party character to get cut is Sephiroth because he's a sword fighter in a way, and I feel like there's only room for one more third-party character in my roster, and it came down to Ken and Sephiroth, and since Ken is an Echo and more easily to develop, I think that Ken makes it in, and I doubt Sakurai will get rid of Echo fighters. Now I'm going to move on to the hard first-party cuts. The first character in this category is Dark Pit. Kid Icarus doesn't need 3 representations, and they haven't had a game since Uprising 2011. But since Sakurai made Uprising, I doubt he'll cut both Dark Pit and Palutena. And Palutena provides a different moveset to the roster, and it's another female character, and I don't want to cut a lot of villains or female characters. And Dark Pit is already represented with Pit, so you can make him an alternate costume. So Dark Pit is out. The second character to get cut is Wolf. The Star Fox series is dying or is dead, and they don't need 3 reps. I doubt Nintendo would cut 2 reps and just leave it to Fox, so Wolf or Falco has to go, and considering Falco is a huge Smash legacy, I think Falco has to stay, which sadly means Wolf gets cut even though I like him. The third character is Dr. Mario, primarily because of how Dr. Mario World flopped on mobile and it got shut down. That was Nintendo's big chance to try and reintroduce Dr. Mario, and it failed, so Dr. Mario has to go. Maybe he can become an alternate costume for Mario, but sorry, Doc fans. And it was either Rosalina or Dr. Mario, and Dr. Mario is a clone character that had a game flop, and Rosalina is still decent relevant in spin-offs. And yeah. The next cut is Roy from Fire Emblem. It was either Ike or Roy, and Ike is more modern than Roy, and Roy has been cut before and was only brought back for Smash 4 for DLC. So, and Ike has not been cut, so Roy gets cut. Moving on to the Pokemon characters, Incineroar is the obvious one to go because he doesn't have that much of a popularity or legacy, or it has the legacy of the Pokemon characters. So he gets cut. Although I do like his unique moveset, he's the obvious one to go. The next character is Lucario, as Greninja is more popular than him, and we need to get rid of 2 Pokemon. And Mewtwo is an icon that'll definitely be staying, so Lucario is kind of forced out of a slot, although I could see him coming back as a DLC. Yeah. So the next 2 cut are 2 of the Miis, being Mii Brawler and Mii Sword Fighter. As Nintendo keeps forcing them out slowly, the Miis provide more customization for the community. It's a great way to add more costumes and more represent of the whole gaming community. So I have to keep one of them, and it's Mii Gunner because she's unique, and I already cut Snake. Yeah, and the more, then as time goes on, the more the Miis are being forced out of Nintendo systems. So I could see one getting cut already, but since the Miis have been replaced in Nintendo Switch Sports and are completely absent from Mario Kart World, I think we're seeing a movement away from the Miis and actual Nintendo games now. So I think the Miis are still on the Switch 2 console, but they have to go. They had to go. They're not really relevant anymore. So yeah, this is a tough one to make, but I had to cut Mii Brawler and Mii Sword Fighter. But I did decide to keep Mii Gunner because I think it's important we have one. And one of the final actual cuts that is a hard one is Villager. Animal Crossing has a new face of the franchise being Isabelle, and unless you're gonna make Villager the new customizable character, I don't see much of a point in keeping him when you can have other characters like Tom Nook in the game. And these final 2 cuts aren't entirely cuts, but they are regularly accessible. These 2 are Sheik and Zero Suit Samus. I have Zero Suit Samus going back to being Samus's Final Smash, and she's kind of a clone character. She's not really a clone character, but I mean, when faced with, I had to get rid of. I'm keeping Samus and Ridley, obviously, and it's Dark Pit or Zero Suit Samus, and Dark Samus is a lot more relevant, and Sheik isn't even relevant anymore. But to keep her legacy, I have her either being combined with Zelda again, or more likely being Zelda's Final Smash. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That is all from this part, and stay tuned for part 2 where I cover the returning characters and some of their major moveset changes. And if you want more videos like this at 100 subscribers, I'll do a 1-hour video in the FNAF Timeline. And at 500 likes, I'll do a video on Greyjoy's Rebellion. And at 50k views, I'll do a video on the life of Ned Stark. But until next time, bye!